There is a hidden danger lurking in the world of wild plants and herbal remedies, one that has claimed lives throughout history and still catches the unwary today. Some of the most poisonous plants on Earth look almost exactly like the safe, healing herbs people gather to eat, and a single mistake in identification can turn a wholesome foraged meal into a deadly one. As more and more people return to foraging and natural remedies, this old danger is becoming new again. Our ancestors learned these deadly look-alikes through hard and sometimes tragic experience. Today, I am going to share that life-saving knowledge with you and walk you through 8 dangerous plants you should never, ever eat. Now let me be absolutely clear about why I am telling you this, the way a good friend would. My goal is to protect you, not to frighten you away from the genuine gifts of nature. Foraging and herbal traditions are beautiful and ancient, but they demand respect and certainty. The single most important rule of wild plants is this: never eat anything unless you are 100% certain of what it is, confirmed by a true expert. There is no room for guessing, no room for almost sure. So listen closely, because the knowledge I am about to share has saved lives for generations, and it could one day save yours. We begin with poison hemlock, perhaps the most infamous deadly plant in all of history. The very plant said to have killed the philosopher Socrates in ancient times. Poison hemlock is so dangerous precisely because it looks so harmless and so familiar. With its lacy white flowers and feathery leaves, it bears a striking resemblance to wild carrot, wild parsley, and other innocent plants that foragers gather. But every part of poison hemlock is intensely toxic, and eating even a small amount can be fatal. One telltale sign is the purple blotches often found on its smooth stems and an unpleasant musty smell, but these clues are far too risky to rely on. This is a plant to admire only from a great distance and never, under any circumstances, to taste. It has spread widely along roadsides, field edges, and waste ground in recent years, growing taller than a person, which means more people encounter it now than ever before, often without the faintest idea of what they are standing next to. The second dangerous plant is water hemlock, often called the most violently poisonous plant in all of North America, and a close and even deadlier cousin of poison hemlock. It grows in wet places, along streams, ditches, and marshy ground, and like its relative, it can be mistaken for harmless plants in the carrot and parsnip family. Its roots in particular are extraordinarily toxic, and tragically, people have died after mistaking them for edible wild roots. The danger here cannot be overstated. Water hemlock is so poisonous that no forager, however experienced, should ever take the slightest chance with any plant that even resembles it. If you spend time near water and wild plants, learning to recognize and avoid this one is genuinely vital. Even livestock have been lost to it, drawn by its tender roots in muddy ground, which tells you just how convincing and how deadly this plant truly is. Third, we have foxglove, that tall and beautiful garden flower with its spires of purple bells, which carries a hidden and serious danger when it comes to eating. Before it blooms, the leaves of the foxglove can look remarkably similar to those of comfrey and other plants that people gather to brew into teas. This is a mistake that has caused real harm, because foxglove contains powerful compounds that act directly on the heart and can be dangerous even in small amounts. The lesson is a crucial one for anyone who gathers leaves for tea or medicine, that you must be completely certain of a plant's identity before it ever reaches your cup, because some deadly plants hide most easily in their leafy young stage, before the telltale flowers ever appear to give them away. A wise gatherer learns to identify a plant in every season, not just when it is in bloom, because the leaves you reach for in early spring rarely come with such obvious warnings. The fourth plant is pennyroyal, a member of the mint family that smells pleasant and minty and has been used in folk traditions for centuries, which is exactly what makes it so deceptively dangerous. While the plant has a long history of cautious traditional use, its concentrated essential oil is extremely toxic, and consuming pennyroyal oil has caused severe harm and even death. This is a powerful reminder that natural does not always mean safe, and that a plant can be gentle in one form and deadly in another. Pennyroyal oil should never be taken internally, and great care is needed with the plant in any concentrated form. When it comes to potent herbs like this one, more is never better, and expert guidance is essential. The pleasant smell and the familiar mint family leaves lull people into a false comfort, when in truth the gap between a traditional sip and a dangerous dose can be alarmingly small. Number 5 is pokeweed, a tall, dramatic plant with deep purple stems and clusters of dark, shiny berries that appears in fields and yards across much of the country. Pokeweed has a complicated history because the young shoots have been traditionally eaten in some regions, but only after being boiled multiple times in fresh water to remove the toxins, a careful process that leaves no room for error. The mature plant, its roots, and especially its tempting purple berries are seriously poisonous, and the berries are particularly dangerous to children who find them attractive. Unless you have been taught the precise traditional preparation by someone who truly knows it, pokeweed is a plant best left entirely alone. Those deep purple berries stain the fingers and the sidewalk every late summer, and to a small child they can look exactly like wild grapes or other harmless fruit, which is precisely how the saddest accidents happen. The 6th plant is lily of the valley, those sweet, delicate white bells beloved in gardens, which hide a serious danger for the unwary forager. The trouble comes in spring, when its young green leaves can be confused with those of wild garlic, also called ramps, a popular and delicious foraged green. But while wild garlic is a treat, every part of lily of the valley is toxic, affecting the heart, and people have been poisoned after mistaking one for the other. A simple test that experienced foragers use is smell, because true wild garlic smells strongly of garlic when crushed, while lily of the valley does not. But as always, certainty is everything, and any doubt means you do not eat it. This particular mix-up has become more common as foraging for wild ramps has grown fashionable, and it is a sobering reminder that even a beloved, trendy wild food carries a dangerous twin waiting for the careless. Number 7 is tansy, a cheerful plant with button-like yellow flowers that was once widely used in old folk remedies and even in cooking, which is exactly why it deserves a careful warning today. Tansy contains a compound called thujone that is toxic in larger amounts, and its concentrated oil is especially dangerous. While our ancestors sometimes used tiny amounts with great caution, the margin between a traditional dose and a harmful one is dangerously thin, and most modern guidance is simply to avoid taking it internally altogether. Tansy is a perfect example of a plant whose long history of use can give a false sense of safety. Admire its bright flowers in the garden, but leave it off your plate and out of your cup. It was once tucked into puddings and cakes in centuries past, which is exactly the kind of old recipe that sounds charming and harmless until you understand what it could quietly do to the body over time. And finally, the 8th, comfrey, a beloved traditional herb with a genuinely useful history that nonetheless comes with an important warning, particularly about eating it. For generations, comfrey was treasured, and applied to the skin it has a long and respected tradition for soothing bruises and supporting healing. But here is the crucial point, because comfrey contains compounds that can harm the liver when the plant is eaten regularly or in quantity, and so modern understanding is that comfrey should not be taken internally. This is a plant that shows us how knowledge grows over time, how something our ancestors once swallowed freely we now understand is better kept to the outside of the body. Respect comfrey's gifts, but do not eat it. It is one of the clearest lessons in all of herbal history, that tradition and safety are not always the same thing, and that real wisdom means letting our understanding grow rather than clinging to what was always done. Now let me speak gently to those of you who care for curious and adventurous loved ones. Perhaps you have grandchildren who love to explore, or a family member who has caught the foraging bug and heads out to gather wild greens, or little ones who put everything they find straight into their mouths. I understand that protective worry well, and I want you to know that the answer is not fear, but knowledge shared with love. Teach the children in your life the simplest and most important rule, that we never eat anything from the wild or the garden unless a trusted grown-up who truly knows has said that it is safe. Encourage the foragers you love to learn from real experts, to use trusted guides, and to follow the golden rule that when in doubt, you throw it out. That shared wisdom is one of the most loving forms of protection there is. A few minutes spent walking the yard together, naming the plants, pointing out which ones are friends and which are strangers, can plant a kind of careful awareness in a child that stays with them for the rest of their life. But honesty and care require that I say this very plainly. If you ever suspect that someone has eaten any part of a poisonous plant, do not wait to see what happens. Contact your local poison control center or emergency services immediately, and if you can, bring a sample of the plant so it can be identified. Do not rely on home remedies for a serious poisoning. And when it comes to foraging, please remember that no video, no book, and no app is a substitute for hands-on learning from an experienced expert. The plants on this list, and the safe ones they imitate, can be genuinely difficult to tell apart, and the cost of a mistake is simply too high. Certainty, every single time, is the only acceptable standard. So the next time you head out to gather wild herbs, or you reach for a foraged green to add to your meal, carry this knowledge with you like a trusted companion. These dangerous plants have humbled and harmed even experienced gatherers throughout history, not because those people were careless, but because nature hides its dangers so very well. The wisdom to tell friend from foe was hard-won by our ancestors, passed down to keep their children safe, and it is a gift worth treasuring and sharing. Learn these plants, respect their power, never gamble with certainty, and stay with me, because knowing the dangers of the wild is exactly what allows us to enjoy its true abundance safely and well.